What's up, y'all? What's up, everybody?
What it do? What it do? Long time no see, people.
What's good? Welcome to Jew's Word, episode 26. Episode 26. Y'all tap in. Y'all come on and tap in. We're going to have a great conversation tonight. The conversation tonight is, can you trust yourself? That's the topic of conversation tonight. Can you trust yourself? Can you trust yourself? This basically stemming from the traumatic experiences in life that you go through from a child all the way up to when you become an adult. Your traumatic experiences, are you going to let that traumatic experience alter the way you live your life, alter the way you raise your children, alter the way you go about your thought process in life? Are you going to affect that when it comes to your career in life? Just every facet of your life. Your intimate life with your significant other. Are you going to let the things that affect you affect that? And can you trust yourself to make the correct decision in undoing what has been done that affected you tragically? I was thinking about that probably about, it was a while ago because I did a reel about it. Can you trust yourself? And I was thinking about all the stuff I've been through. And it's like, can I trust myself to make the decision to put myself back on my feet? Can I trust myself to make the decision to provide myself a better life, provide my kids a better life, from how I was raised? I said I was raised bad, but I was raised good, but a lot of things that I didn't receive as a child that I see that's important as an adult, and I make sure I give it to my kids. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's a lot of things we miss. Our parents do their best to raise us and put us in the best position to be a better version of ourselves, and which stem from the knowledge of their ancestors, their grandparents and parents. It's just going down the line of everybody, giving everybody a little piece of information and knowledge, and it can mean different things. You know what I'm saying?
Uh, listen, I ain't got kids, so
Yeah, I know you can't really say too much on that.
about that. But as far as can you trust yourself to better your life from where you come from, and what you've been through, your childhood traumas, it takes work.
Oh, it definitely takes that.
And able to trust yourself, you have to have a mentality of, I'm not gonna quit. I'm not going back to where I was. I'm not going back to where I come from. And just keeping that drive to be better, to do better.
What up, Uncle Roger? What's up? Hey, Tati, thank you for tapping in, sweetheart.
But the trust comes with a lot of effort and work. So,
Yeah.
If you're willing to do that, then it's in the cards for you. It's what you put in front of you. But you know what I'm saying. You can't look back, but you gotta remember where you come. Always remember where you come from.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like I said, on the kid side, yeah. If I would ever have kids, they would never see what I saw coming up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Of course.
And I think you know what I'm saying. Just to be honest, that might be what's really wrong with these young kids. Like the parents give because they went without coming up. You know what I'm saying? And then the kids feel entitled. You know what I'm saying? This might be off topic, but
it's still relative. It's relative. It's relative.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I see people who, no matter what their kids do, oh, you finna go get these joints. or you know what I'm saying, just
Yeah.
doing stuff. You know what I'm saying, knowing like I said, that's why I got in the shoes because I wasn't able to get them when I was coming up. So, you know, like I said, I'll never be shoeless, never
Yeah.
be, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
hungry. I'll never be none of that because I know what I don't want to go back to.
Yeah. And so that's basically you trusting yourself off the spite of how you were brought up, how you were raised, what you experienced, what you didn't have coming up. So you know that when you become an adult, you're going to provide yourself and use your opportunities to ensure that you make sure that you have a good life for yourself, period. Not even before you add the kids. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's your expectancy of yourself. That's you trusting yourself that you know you're going to trust yourself to make that decision. So that's what I put.
Have I gotten there? But but I'm working on it.
I mean, you trust yourself every day when you get up and go to work. That's trusting yourself. You trust yourself to know that I got to go to work 5 days out of the week. You going. 7. Yeah. Just a number, I'm throwing it out there. You know.
Yeah.
I put, just the notes I jotted down. I put, can you trust yourself to know that what your family's picture has painted you to be, whether it's good or bad, whatever picture that your family is painting for you, the standard to live by, can you trust yourself to live up to that standard? Or can you trust yourself to break that generational curse to create a standard? Can you trust yourself despite going through, God knows, a lot of people going through a lot of stuff from death and just life, period, be life in. Can you trust yourself to make that correct decision that's going to keep on pushing you and driving? Like you said, you ain't going to quit. Can you trust yourself to not quit, to not give up on anything that's worth you not giving up on? Especially when you have little ones watching you. Can you trust yourself to make the correct decision to get your life back on track? I think that's a big thing because I feel like we hold ourselves back from so much. That's even, like we talked about, the family, when you bring up, bro, when we talk about the kids, like, I'm going to make sure my kids get it out the garden because I saw my parents get it out the mud and I'm getting it out the mud for my kids. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So our parents raised us the best way they could. So we just have to keep doing it and apply it to our life. If it works for us, if it works for us. Just because it doesn't work for us in our life doesn't mean it's bad.
Corey, what up? What up? Roger said, okay, guys, do y'all think that trust and discipline go hand in hand? Absolutely.
Yes.
You have to be disciplined.
Yes.
You have to have some type of fortitude not to do whatever comes to your mind. You know what I'm saying? It's all about having mental control over your.
Yeah. That's exactly how you can trust yourself. Yes. Right though. You got to really trust yourself and you got to have discipline in order to be able to handle the ways of life, the ups and downs and the harder parts of life. I think that's where it comes from and that's the foundation of trusting yourself to make the correct decisions in life no matter what walk of life you come from. Tatiana Henderson said, living to someone else's standard is living their expectations for you instead of your own, which puts limitations on your growth. So you have to break from that and trust yourself to be who you are destined to be in God's eyes. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I was just going to get to that too. Like, when I was coming up, Mom pointed me in the direction of when I was getting ready to get out of high school to do physical therapy. Like, I was going to Jeff State for that. And I passed every class I had, but anatomy and physiology, both together. The anatomy part, I aced that, but the physiology part still says that's the part that gave me a hard time. So, me trying it, I'm like, man, I'm a straight A student. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to realize that after I did not pass that class, I said, you know what, I'm just going to take a break. Because I failed it a couple of times. I was like, man, I'm a straight A student. Like, what's going on? I just feel like that was my redirection. God showing me that, hey, this field ain't for you. Like, I'm just doing it because I really didn't want to do it. It was because my mom made the suggestion. You see what I'm saying? Like, so, but it was still interesting because I know I couldn't play sports So I wanted to be close to it as possible. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it was like kind of like that mindset. So that's what I thought about it. But that wasn't a path for me though, and that's fine though. Everything doesn't work for everybody. Just because your parents suggested don't mean it's for you. What works for them might not work for you. It could be the same situation. Their tactics and that they use to get through that situation might not work for you. You might have to write your own story. And that's okay to be a trailblazer. It's very uncomfortable. It's very heavy. It's a whole burden of the point of no one understands you and you have your own mindset. And this doesn't go with the frequency of how society tells you should go. So, yes, breaking outside of that, like you said, Tatiana, that's a good point.
Of course, he can't trust himself.
You trust yourself, Corey. You got to trust yourself, big dog.
In what way don't you trust yourself? Bro?
Yeah, you got to trust yourself in every way you take a breath. When you wake up in the morning, when you get out of bed, you got to trust yourself in every part of your life. How can you say you trust God and you can't trust yourself? That's because we made in His image. So if you're not trusting yourself, you're not trusting God because He made you, big dog.
And Roger said, so with trust and discipline comes wisdom.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Nap time. Appreciate you tapping in, Ben.
So like with that. What up, Ben?
What's up?
I appreciate you, boss. I had, you know what I'm saying, we had to work our schedules out a little bit, but back today. But yeah, what Roger said, yeah, and like I said, I told you before, you know what I'm saying, I was on a 9-day fast. Just straight water. Every day, every night praying, you know what I'm saying, Lord, give me the strength.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, to make it through the day. And was there opportunities for me to slide? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Co-workers buying pizza for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Applying pressure.
You know what I'm saying? Food at the house just got cooked. But knowing that I had a goal to reach, and I was doing it for a reason, you know, I gained trust in my my urges. You know what I'm saying? Food urges. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good accomplishment, though. That's you showing self-discipline and doing that. That speaks a lot.
Anything I do, you know what I'm saying? Anytime I'm feeling the way, you know what I'm saying? Let me go grab some meat. I might not even be hungry, but going through this past week and a half, you know what I'm saying? Knowing I can stay disciplined, knowing I can stay focused. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've grown. I've gained trust in myself to know that, you know, whatever task I have in front of me, whatever obstacles I have in front of me, you know, I can trust myself with coming out the end and seeing the sunshine. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
it was good. You feel me? I broke it today, but this will not be my last fast. I went
That's
9
good.
days today. I mean, this past week, I might go 14. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
just
good.
trying to see, first of all, get my mind and body on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I'm saying, go on from there. So
that's a good testimony that he just made about him trusting himself enough to do that 9-day fast just to better himself, get himself on one high frequency, high wavelength, trying to get closer to God, doing the fast, getting himself together spiritually, mentally, emotionally. That's always good to pour into yourself, whether it's reading a book, doing a fast, going to the gym, like all of these things that brings you peace, that puts you in a process of a higher state of peace where nothing that's in society, what's going on around you, is bothering you. That's always a good point because we have nothing to hold on to in this world. Nothing but God, for real though. Just being real about it. Because just look at everything that's going on. But this was a tough subject for me thinking about my life when I came up with this topic, because I told you I made the real first. So I wrote, this is what I wrote to myself. Like, can you trust yourself to make better decisions after a failed marriage? Can you pick better, understand why you picked wrong the first time and pick better this time around. Like, I wrote that to myself because everything that glitters ain't gold. And I'm not perfect, but after that situation, that's a big hit to your confidence going through a failed marriage. That's a big, I lost myself in my marriage. I always say that, but that's the truth. I lost myself in my marriage, and God helped me put myself back together. And that's that hard times in your life when you survive by yourself, when you got people around you telling you, but you got to do that fight mentally, internally yourself. You got to fight through that yourself and not let it win. So after a situation like that, I took 3 years to be by myself before I made the decision to try it again. You see what I'm saying? So I had to trust myself, and I didn't trust myself in them 2 years. I didn't trust myself at all. I didn't trust nobody. But then realizing me tolerating that and going through that, I didn't love myself enough as I should. You know what I'm saying? Right. So with that being said, once I came out of that and I had to go through that process and that shadow work that I worked on within myself, that's when you realize, like, dang, I can trust myself. This ain't the first failed marriage, ain't gonna be the last. So you really have to give yourself a pep talk. Really give yourself a pep talk about the stuff you go through in life. Yeah, cause I got that new sound card, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, got sound effects, big dog. We made it. Hey Keisha, what's up, Keisha? Thank you for tapping in. Miss James. But yeah, you really have to think about that. Like, in all aspects of your life, when you're trying to be a better version of yourself, you know what I'm saying? When you're trying to provide a better life for your kids, when you're dealing with your own trauma from coming up as a child all the way to an adult and things that you may have dealt with, but you haven't dealt with in depth or in fully. Like, you might have a little bit of substance in some parts in some situations of that bad situation that you threw in your subconscious that you didn't address. And so when that comes up and elevating, you know, when you elevate your light, all of you elevate, the good and the bad. Like I said, God looked at you and created you and said you were good. He created your light and your darkness. He said you were good. God didn't say wait to come to him when we cleaned up. He said come as you are. Because he knows he created us. He knows he created our flaws. Right. So we have to get to a point to where we can't love ourselves. How can we say we love God if we don't love ourselves who made in his image? And we can't trust God, then how can we say we trust ourselves? And we can't trust ourselves, how can we say we trust God? When we are made in his image. So it's like we're autonomous with him. Like you really have to trust yourself and love yourself enough. You know, as parents, we lay out the ground rules that we have to trust our kids to make the right decisions. You are so correct about that. Yes. Can you trust yourself enough to know that you raise your kids the best way you can and watch them grow up and make bad decisions as they get older? Can you sleep good at night and trust that you know that you gave your child your best raising, that you had your best parts of yourself without thinking twice about it? Can you trust yourself enough to still love yourself and trust yourself despite your kids going down the wrong path? Like, dang, I gave this child everything that I needed to get them, but they just not making the correct decisions. Can you still trust yourself to be like, hey, I am a good parent still, despite, because they say raise a child up in a way, even if they depart, they return to it. You see what I'm saying? If they stray away from it, they won't depart from it. I'm sorry. But after that, as a parent, how would you, can you trust yourself after that? Can you be like, I'm still a great parent despite your child acting otherwise, out of the opposite of how you raised them, how you taught them to be? That's a real question. You say you came from a bad environment or a broken home, or let's say you came from drug addict parents or alcoholic parents. Can you trust yourself when you get older and have your own kids? Are you going to love them opposite of how you were raised, or are you going to let it control your life and you share it down to another generation? You see what I'm saying? Can we trust ourselves through tough situations like that? You know what I'm saying? Just thinking about the stuff like that. Like, can you trust yourself to correct your life, even though your life was set up like that when you got here? You can't control it. Are you gonna let that defeat you?
But you know, like at the same time, they have their own will, they have their own mind, they have their own experiences. So as long as you've done what you're supposed to do, all you can say is, "I told you so." You know what I'm saying? Like, I told you to go down this right path, stay all the way to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't veer off this path because this is what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they go down this right path, but they stay on the opposite side of this road,
Mm-hmm.
and they end up in trouble.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So,
right.
Boom. Well, I told you how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
You feel me? I can't. You can trust people as far as you can throw them.
That's true.
But as long as you have done what you're supposed to do as a parent, you should have no issues whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? No regrets when it comes to parenting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cause
yeah.
If you know you could have did better as a parent and your child goes the wrong way, then that's how you know you should have. Well, I should have did this. I should have told you this. But if you lay the groundwork and show them the blueprint, and they still go off the beaten path, I told you so, bro.
Like, I can't. I'm not gonna lose sleep over because I put my effort into it. I put my all into it. Miss Tatiana Henderson, she said, if you have laid the foundation as a parent, you did your best for them to change the blueprint and give them better ways to do things, and they still make certain choices, then I would say yes. You can trust yourself and trust in your parenting. Kids will still make their own decisions no matter what you teach them. Oh, yeah, that's definitely true. Oh, yeah, that's definitely true, Tatiana. That is definitely true, yes. But it's the mental aspect or the mental stability and foundation that you have for yourself as a parent. Your makeup, your love for yourself, your trust for yourself, your confidence in yourself. All of that is under attack when something like that happens. Because it affects everything that you stand for, what you projected into your kids, what you poured into them. So yeah, if you are solid in your foundation, in your faith, and you're grounded in God and Christ, and you know you got a solid foundation, you raise your kids the way where they can thrive and be successful. Yes. I feel like you shouldn't have no other feeling of not trusting yourself. You should trust yourself. Hey, I can make the right decision. I can raise my kids. I can make the correct decision when it comes to raising different or how I was raised or going through the experiences that I didn't have because I wasn't raised that way. So you have to accommodate for your kids to the things that they experience and to make sure that they don't experience what you've experienced. So you try to cover all bases with your kids, and that's how I am with my boys. I didn't have a let's go to the football games on the weekend dad. I had a weekend dad, but I wasn't playing Little League football. And that's the life I wanted for myself as a little boy. But I didn't force it on my boys. I didn't put Kyrie out there. I didn't make him go out there and play. Kyrie came to me and asked me, could he play? That's how his sports career started, being a triathlete and a straight A student. Like, that's what he wanted to do. Even though I didn't do it, I'm not trying to live through him by him doing that. You know, if that's for him, that's for him. Whatever's for him, it's for him 100%. But even though I didn't have that lifestyle, I didn't experience that, but I did trust myself as a man, first and foremost, and a father to put my resources and everything to work to make sure I poured into my kids to let them know that, hey, it's okay for a young man to cry. Just make sure it's something worth crying about. Don't be crying just because you pouting or something like that. Like, no, we're not doing that. If you're going to cry, make sure it's something you cry about that's worth crying about. Like, you have to pour into your kids and love them to let them know, like, hey, it's okay. I give my boys a hug. Because a lot of the kids out here, they just need a hug. They never got a hug. So I love my boys. I love on my boys. I pour into them. And I trust myself, even though I didn't have much of that coming up. I make sure my boys don't go without that growing up. So that's just my thoughts about when it comes to my thoughts of being a father and me trusting myself to make the correct decisions.
Yeah. Like I said, I can't, you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't speak on that. But what I would hope that if
Caps.
Yeah, Caps in the building. I would hope that when
My guy Jamal, what up, cuz? What up, little bro?
when or if I do, I would be better than my father.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It might not be that hard, but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Be a difference maker in my kids' life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I would want to be. Whatever challenges you want to shield them from the hardships of life, shield them from trauma as much as you can, even though, growing there is trauma, you know what I'm saying, built into it.
Oh, yeah.
Just be there for a shoulder, you know what I'm saying, a listening ear, just be that support system that they would need in all aspects of their life.
What Cap said, trusting yourself depends on the situation, which why you need to surround yourself with good people. Because sometimes they can see things about situations that you can't. Yeah. It depends on the situation why you need to surround yourself with good people. Yeah. It depends on you got to trust yourself to hang out with the right people in the right crowd. And you really have to be careful exactly where you place your energy and who you allow your energy to be around. You really got to be careful with that and what you look at, what you listen to, what you indulge in, when you at work, whether you at home, whether you with your family. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that stuff that goes into it. Like, can you trust yourself to make the correct decisions? Even the smallest decisions. The minute decisions is the ones that make the biggest decisions. If we can't handle the small things, God definitely ain't going to bless us with the huge things. Because we can't even handle the basics. We can't even handle the fundamentals. Like, I think that's really important for everybody, man, woman, humanity, to really trust themselves and love themselves despite the situation, despite what's going on, despite anything that may cause a separation from you and throw you off your path. Like anything that can hinder your walk and your journey with God and bettering yourself, you should cut that off. You should be distant from that. And it's hard, like trying to change spiritually, mentally, emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Being able to trust yourself in situations is really, really hard. That's really hard. Another one I was thinking about was when it comes to your career. We see people who go through issues with their jobs. They go through issues with being financially stable. If you lose it all, can you trust yourself to get it back again? We always see the post on Facebook, all social media platforms about losing it all and grinding and getting it back. Can you trust yourself to keep yourself in that mindset, to understand that your mindset is superior to where if you lose it all, can you get it back? If everything flew out today, can you trust yourself enough to make the correct decisions and the correct moves to put yourself in a better situation to make it all back?
You hit on one right there.
Like that's like this is the very, very to the damn simplified form of can you trust yourself? What are you made of? What cloth are you cut from? Because we all say we cut from a different, I'm cut from a different cloth. We all say that. Until we in that fire, we got to decide what we going to do, barbecue or meal do. Can you trust yourself to make the decisions? Everything flew out the window today. Can you trust yourself to make it right back? Are you going to trust God? Because if you trust yourself, you trust in God anyway. So are you going to stand on your faith? It's a faith walk, not a field walk.
That's one right there. That was part of the reason why.
All right, stay blessed too. Love you, cuz.
That was part of the reason why I went on the fast.
Yeah.
Not only to, clear my body and mind, but figure out what my next step in life is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What my next goal, my next venture, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like I still need to finish out my fast. Yes. Like I said, I broke it today because, like I said, I just needed some type of, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But once I start it back, that's things, writing down in my journal. It's something I started this week. Well, last week when I started my fast. Just trying to get things out, trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying? But with that, trying to get clarity, I have to put in work in order to get a result. So, you know what I'm saying? No accomplishment means it's getting work for it. You know what I'm saying? If you're giving stuff, then so you gotta put in that hard work and be steadfast in that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But, hey, Lakia, thank you for tapping in, cuz.
You gotta put stuff in motion and keep on putting stuff in motion.
You definitely, we definitely gotta understand as a people that you gotta take a step. Like, God just ain't gonna do it for you. You gotta get out there and do it, even if you try. As long as you try, right. God rewards you for trying. Right. This life is so hard that either you gonna pressure, either it's gonna make a diamond or it's gonna burst a pipe. I say that all the time. Either this pressure gonna bust a diamond, make a diamond, or it's gonna bust a pipe. You're gonna barbecue a mildew. Life is not for the weak. Adulting is not. If I would have knew this, what I knew now back then, man, listen, it was unavoidable. But I would have, my mindset would have been different. What Cap said.
I hope so. Yeah, everybody said it, man. If I knew then what I know now.
Legends are made from vulnerable men. That's true. That's true. If you can be truthful with yourself and somebody can tell you the truth about yourself, and you can be transparent and vulnerable, that's signs of a real man. If you can be vulnerable and tell you how you feel. Now it's up to you if you can receive it or not. Can you trust yourself to listen to what he's saying and be like, dang, he really is being really vulnerable right now. Everybody don't be vulnerable. Everybody don't open up like that. So you have to, like I said, even with your relationships, like I said, can you trust yourself? You've been in this 10-year relationship. It ain't got to get up and leave and trust that I'm making the best decision, know that I'm going to be all right without this person. Due to this ongoing cycle of the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Like, we have to trust ourselves to that extent. We have to. Thank you. What are you talking about? Life is life and dealing with grief, moving forward and still parenting. Yes. We talking about trusting yourself. Trusting yourself while you're going through all of that. Can you trust yourself to continue to push forward? Can you trust yourself to keep going while you're going through all that? Still being a parent, still be the best parent you can, still put the best version of yourself out there with your career, and still enjoy and put the best version of yourself out there to live life, going through grief, going through heartache, going through spiritual moments where you just don't feel it. Like I said, it's a faith walk, not a field walk. So, feelings come and go, happiness come and go, anger come and go, friskiness come and go, hunger comes and goes, all these emotions that we feel as humans come and go. So when we have all this come and go, like we gotta find a balance in everything in life. search for the peace. You can't pursue the happiness. You can't pursue that because that's a temporary emotion too. We have to find and do the things that make us happy, that makes us our best version of ourselves. Like I said, iron sharpens iron. Do things that's going to improve yourself. Like I said, read books, go for walks in the park. You might like meditating by trees. You might like painting. You might like working out. You might like playing the game, working on cars. Anything that's your piece that's going to better yourself, do it. Trust yourself that every decision you make in life, you're going to make that the best decision that you ever made. That's how you got to look at it. Because we have to live like every day our last. Life is so precious. You never know when your last day is. You really don't. So we have to trust ourselves to make that best decision, to put us in a situation where we can succeed. No matter what the outcome is, our decision has us positioned in a way where we can receive our blessings and we can thrive and be successful in life. Like, we really have to watch how we move, and we gotta watch how we think. We gotta watch how we carry ourselves. Like, we gotta speak life. The way you walk, the way you carry yourself, the way you breathe. Like, somebody you be like, man, this one here, bro. Like, even that right there, that's putting negative energy in there. I'm trying to get to the point where I don't even give folks that. I just do what I gotta do and get on by my business. Like the way we think about stuff, the thought process, that's speaking negativity, because our mind is powerful. When you speak it, when you down yourself, all that stuff, you gotta trust yourself, to love yourself, to believe in yourself, to push yourself. You gotta constantly keep trusting yourself to push yourself to that point to where you like, hey, I'm gonna take a 9-day fast. Hey, I'm gonna start reading more to expand my vocabulary, my knowledge, and my wisdom. Whatever you got to do to better yourself. That's the name of the game. It's becoming a better version of yourself. That's the name of it.
And Kai, you might think you're going through it, but you breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Your kids good.
Yep.
You got it. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you got a job. You're doing better than a lot of people out here.
Yes.
So trusting yourself is just like you said earlier, getting up in the morning, doing what you got to do.
Yes.
You got to do. You know what I'm saying? The season might be hard
Hey,
right
Kate,
now.
thank you for tapping in, sweetheart.
The season might be hard right now, but seasons change.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Trouble don't last always.
Don't last always.
Yeah.
What Cap said, faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
You can have faith, you know what I'm saying, that you want to do something better in your life, but if you don't work towards it, you're going to be in the same spot you're in. So,
Miss Clarteria Henson said, you have to speak life into yourself. Yes, you got to give yourself a pep talk in the mirror. You got to trust yourself, to be disciplined, to wake up in the morning and say, hey, go be legendary today. Everything you do is legendary. God said everywhere you walk is holy ground. Everywhere He's with us everywhere we go. So we can take God everywhere with us. Work, home, wherever. You destined to be legendary, you're going to do legendary things. You're going to push yourself to that point. You're not going to get too comfortable. You're going to trust yourself to always make the best decision, to push yourself to the maximum capacity. That's the whole goal. Like, you have so many blessings. Like I said, when we leave home from work and come back home, that's a blessing that we take for granted.
a lot of people don't make it to work. A lot of people don't make it back.
Waking up every day, being able to get yourself a bath, brushing your teeth, washing your face. A lot of folks can't even do that. So be thankful for you being able to walk, taste, see, feel, grab, kick, run. We blessed in so many different ways. We gotta appreciate the small things. But yes, this episode was about basically, can you trust yourself? We can't say that we trust God and we don't trust ourselves. We can't say we love God and we don't love ourselves. We can't say that we have faith in God and we don't even have faith in ourselves. Because you think about it. If you don't trust yourself, you don't believe in yourself, you don't trust yourself, what you going to accomplish? You trust yourself to go in there and take that test and get that A. You trust yourself to go to work, do your 12-hour shift. Make sure you don't miss no days. You come home, get the kids ready, cook their lunch. Their dinner, football, cheerleading practice, whatever you got going on. Like, you gotta trust yourself. You trust yourself to do that same routine every day and not miss a beat, right? You trust yourself to do these routines that we put ourselves in with our job and our life, the hustles and bustles of life. But we have to trust ourselves to take care of ourselves spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. We have to. I just started back, you know what I'm saying? I just started back working out at home. I got to get back in the gym, taking care of myself in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I got the straight shift, my whole diet changed. And so it's like I gained weight, but it's okay though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still loving myself. Love myself too much. And that's for yeah. Yeah, baby. I'm eating good.
And I'm on the opposite. I'm hurting myself.
Yeah.
Restraining my diet, you know what I'm saying? Changing my diet the opposite way. So,
but what really made me gain weight is them snacks on night shift.
Yeah, night shift.
Them zebra cakes, them fudge rounds, man, them nutty buddies. Man, listen, don't forget the hot Cheetos. I'm at Hunter eating hot Cheetos. They looking at me like, man, listen, man, that's how I gain weight. But like you said, when you're trying to pour into yourself and you trying to be a better version of yourself, you're gonna start doing things like you're gonna read more, trying to sound some high vibrational mind type things, like remove negativity from around you, fake love. Like anything that's hindering you from getting closer to God, to being your better self, that's your sin. That's your sin right there. That's what you have to trust yourself to withhold yourself from, to be a better version of yourself and get closer to God. Like, that's why they say, like, we can't judge. I can't judge him. He can't judge me. We have different sins. But it's up to us to take the correct steps to not let it, whatever it may be, stop you from reaching your best self and your full potential. Can you trust yourself? Can you truly, really, honestly trust yourself to bounce back? You get up off the horse after you didn't fail. You get back up, dust yourself off, and get back on it. No matter how many times life knocks you down, are you willing to take the steps it needs to take, or the drastic measures that need to be taken to get back up on your feet and get life back on track? Everybody's life gets off track. Everybody veer off the path sometimes. But it's all about what you do after you get back on the track. It's not life is full of mistakes. That's the experiences. It's lessons. If you're not learning in life, then you're supposed to be learning something new every day. You're supposed to learn something new every day. Push yourself to better yourself. Change your perspective. Life is not just black and white. It's so many different shades and different sides and different perspectives. Look for things, phrases, items, people, like so many different ways to look at things in life. That's definitely the key. You have to basically remain open minded. Can't be closed minded. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you said it. I thought of an analogy. Just bear with me.
Oh man, here we go.
Just bear with me. Just bear with me. You gotta trust yourself like you trust your car.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up 100 degrees outside, negative 30 outside. You trust that motherfucker gonna crank up when you put that key in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you don't do the work, put gas in it, change them plugs, check your liquids.
Yeah.
Change that oil. Make sure them tires straight.
Yeah.
You feel me? You're not going, it's going to fail. But if you do that work, you're going to trust, this car going to crank up as soon as I hit that button, and it's going to get me to work. Or it's going to get me to point B. You know what I'm saying? So you got to, all that stuff comes into play when we talk about trusting yourself. Blind trust is ignorance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Trust with work, like your uncle said, is weird.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta get that level of wisdom in yourself and that discipline in yourself. We go hand in hand, like your uncle said,
Oh yeah.
in order to reach your goal, which is trust and grow.
Yeah. And you supposed to be glowing up and growing up in life, man. Glowing up and growing up. That should be everybody's key goal. That's why I said I don't understand why it be so much drama and stuff. Why it be so much mess? Because I feel like, bro, if everybody really focused on their own self and their own craft, their own grind, their own money, how can I progress and succeed in life if I'm worried about what's on your plate?
But you gotta look at
How? Man, them folk,
you gotta look at what society.
they need to get slapped, bro, on everything.
What's the most popular TV show?
Love and hip hop.
Love and Hip Hop. Housewives. We looking at somebody else who got more money than we will have.
Right. That's how I feel.
Fighting bicker between each other over dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? That's society. This phone right here, you're able to touch everybody because everybody live on social media. Oh yeah, I got my, you know what I'm saying, what they call it, the spread or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, spread, you feel me? I just bought a new chain. I just got this weed. Female, I got just made this weed. Who up in the third? I just got to, you know what I'm saying, I missed that done.
Right. You talking right.
Oh, but she ain't, she might have did this, but she ain't, you know what I'm saying, she ain't doing it like this. She still staying sexual. She still, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He stay with his mama. He ain't, you know what I'm saying, got all that, he can do that shit. You know what I'm saying? But people don't realize that if you keep your feet to the grindstone, if you keep your eyes on your own paper, you feel me? Because people like, you know what I'm saying, that's cheating. You trying to cheat yourself out of your own experience looking at somebody else.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
You got to keep your eyes on your own paper.
Yeah.
You feel me?
But definitely, I agree with that. Yeah. That's why, man.
That's why they put blinders on horses, to keep them on the same, you know what I'm saying, on the straight and narrow.
Yes.
They get distracted. So if you put blinders on, your life will go in the right direction in whatever direction you want to go in because you're focused on you and what you got going and what your plan is and what your purpose is in life.
Yeah, I never understood that why people, they caught up in everybody else's business. Like I said, if you so busy in everybody else's business, you don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself in nothing you do. You don't trust nothing you got going on in your life if you worry about everybody's business and you taking care of your own. Like, you definitely gotta. It takes discipline to focus on yourself.
Yeah.
It takes discipline to focus on yourself to be in your complete solitude, man. Listen, I love me some solitude. I love me some me time. Shh. Turn that game on. Beep. Right, man. Listen, but a lot of times too, you need that solitude. You need that part of where you just distant from everything. You step back from everything. Where you just sit back, reset, refocus, restart. You evaluate. You assess yourself. The things that you could be doing better. Like, you need that time. A lot of people don't agree with that, but you really need. I think everybody should have a day where they don't talk to nobody. Like, they just take a deep breath, exhale, get themselves together, get ready for the week, get their kids ready. Like, I'm a firm believer in that me time. Like, just take a day, a half a day, or a whole day just to get yourself together. Like,
to an extent,
I'm big on that.
To an extent. But, you know, like, I speak from my experience. You know, I got too comfortable in my solitude. You know what I'm saying? I'm letting life pass by.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with what job I'm at because I'm not broke. You feel me? But I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm focused on the goals in that job. I'm focused on shit. Like you said, I'm finna go home and
right.
The game. You feel me? Instead of trying to live life outside. You know what I'm saying? It was a detriment to me. It was a big detriment. You know what I'm saying? And now that you know, I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to add to my life. You know what I'm saying? Those issues still creep up because shit, I'm so used to being in my own solitude.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Bringing somebody else in and bringing in their situation and what they got going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I fall back into my old ways. You feel me? So, yeah, you it's good to have that solitude, but don't get too comfortable, like your boy said.
Yes. Yeah. My future say, don't get too comfortable.
Don't get too comfortable.
Like, trust yourself to absorb, like, not absorb, but, like, what's the word I'm looking for? To experience the situation. You observe it, but don't absorb it. Things in life, how it flows. Trust yourself no matter what situation you make. Still trust yourself. If you make the right decision, it's a win. If you make the wrong decision, it's still a win because you learned what you did wrong. You got the answer to the test now. So now, okay, boom, this is the answer test. This is why I failed. This is what I could have did better. Okay, so now me going forward, I need to look out for this. So I add that to my repertoire thought process and processes and analyzing situations and analyzing people. Like who you want to deal with, who you don't want to deal with, or is it potential or is it not potential? Like you have to really look at everything in life. And so I'm always in my head. That's my safe space and that's my downfall too, because sometimes I get too comfortable in my head. I'm in my head, look up in 4 months. MIA. Man, I bet it got silent and been gone since we come back 2029. Man, listen, be get quiet. Man, I be so quiet, bro.
Well, you already know. Nigga, what the fuck? Hold on.
Right. Get quiet in a heartbeat.
Wake your ass up.
Right. Like, that's, man, listen. Well, in a heartbeat, go to sleep. And be in my head. And be distant. But that's me analyzing, me doing that. That's me building myself up. That's me getting myself together, reset, restart, refocus. That helps me be able to, okay, I'm good. I done got myself together, analyze myself, self-assess. Okay, now I'm going to trust myself. I can go out here and make the correct decision, make these moves I need to make to get to the next level.
Right.
Like, that's what alone time is for me in my mindset. That's what I view alone time as. But it's very important that we trust ourselves through all type of situations. Like life gonna be life, and nothing's gonna change. You have to learn how to dance in the rain. So whether it's rain, sleet, or snow in your life, make the decisions you need to make. Take the correct steps, and live your best life unapologetically. Forget what anybody got to say. Trust yourself to live your life the way you want to live your life, where it makes you happy. Yeah, I think you want to add to that, big dog.
Hit it right on the head, boy. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, man, it's all about work. It's all about progression. It's all about self-elevation.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever aspect of it
Ascension,
is,
elevation,
whatever
self-evaluation,
category you're looking
accountability.
at, whatever
Yes.
it is. That's all it's about, man. And,
Right.
there's a lot of people, me included, who at some point in our lives we don't want to do the work. At some point, it's inevitable. You know what I'm saying? You said go MIA 4 days. 4 months. You don't want to do the work to get better. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I'm way longer than that. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to put in the work to get better.
No, I'm not going to say that mean you don't want to put in the work.
No. It's because you got comfort. You feel me? And you don't... Your comfort is not allowing you to see that you need to do better than this. You feel me? Like,
comfort in your safe space in your mindset. Like, dude, you can't be going MIA for 4 months.
Yeah, like we said a long time ago, when you get used to something or when you going through something, if you wallow in that,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Eventually you're gonna get comfortable in that misery. You're gonna get comfortable in that that feeling that's not doing anything good for you.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? You allow yourself to stay in that same situation, that same feeling, that same mindset. So you don't want to do the work whenever you got people telling you, hey, you need to get on your shit.
Yeah. If
you're not willing to do the work to get out of that mindset, and get out of that situation, you feel me? That's what I'm meaning by that. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's always work to do.
That's true.
You gotta have that mindset. It's always work to do.
Yeah, you know that's true. There's always room for improvement.
Consistency is dead.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? If you're not striving to do better, if you're not striving to correct wrongs, if you're not willing to, just try to elevate your mind and elevate your situation and everybody around you, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't reach the letter Z without going through F and elemental P.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Elemental.
It's steps to that. You feel me?
Elemental.
And if you keep going back, you can't get past C, A, B, C, A, B. You know what I'm saying? You keep in the same pattern.
That's true.
And this is things that I'm speaking from self-evaluation. If I can keep the same pattern. Keep the same pattern. If I don't, man, fuck this. I see I'm doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
If I can't, bro, change that shit up.
Yes.
Fast. Pray more.
Because the definition of insanity is what?
Doing the same thing.
Expecting a different result.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's like I said, I'm speaking my testimony. I can't speak for nobody else. Right. And you know what I'm saying? Seeing that the things that I've done or were doing were repetitive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Seeing things that I've done that were repetitive were detrimental to me. I gotta break out of it. I gotta do the work.
That's true. Yeah.
I gotta do the work. And if you don't see it, I see it.
Yeah.
You're going to eventually see it because I'm going to be living that difference. You know what I'm saying? Living that growth. And you know what I'm saying? You'll get the gist of what work has been done, but I'm not doing it for nobody but me and the people that's around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
that's true. Yeah.
That's what I mean. You can't keep on repeating shit and not putting in the work to get better.
And that's the thing when you make a mistake. Like you said, you learn from your mistake and you pick up and you keep on going. You put in the work to correct whatever you was incorrect.
Yeah.
And like you just self-evaluate. I'm the biggest critic of myself, and I've learned to give myself more grace than I've ever have. And I'm learning to view myself as God said I was good when He created my light and my darkness. And we all should do that. We all should understand we made in His image. We're good. And us bettering ourselves, even when the phrase is study to show thyself approved. We've heard that so long in the church and stuff. But when you think about it, you have to, only way you can learn about different levels is you explore in different areas, different regions. Like going on a vacation in this state, you will see the peace and the hustle and bustle and the motivation and the ambitiousness. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you go to different regions, there's different experiences. So with the being the different experiences, you're going to take a note out of that. Like, okay, I like that. I ain't never think of that. I'm going to add that to my repertoire to make me better. And it's just the experiences in life. Experience is the greatest teacher. Whatever you go through, whatever you see, whatever you travel to, whatever you experience in every aspect of life. That is your greatest teacher in life. So a lot of times we tend to not trust ourselves through the hard times we've been through. And sometimes we trust ourselves. It depends on the person and the mindset. But we have to understand that we have to attain that mindset that I love me completely, the good and the badness, the good and the darkness of myself. And no matter what I face in life, I'm going to make that extra step to continue to trust myself to make better decisions, to put myself in a better position every year. Like every year, you should be striving to do better than what you did the year before. Like you should not be doing the same thing every year. Like we should all try to improve ourselves daily, every part of the day. Try to improve yourself 2 or 3 times a day. But I don't like when I do that. I need to try to do this better. I don't like how I fold. I need to fold this better. Or I like how I position it. Let me position this way. You look for the efficient way that you can manage your life and the things you can control. Notice I said things you can't control because we can't worry about what we can't control, but all we can do is just trust ourselves to take the correct steps within the things we can control to get a great outcome. Like I say, it's a faith walk, not a field walk. I really don't have much left, but we want to thank y'all for tuning in to Juice Word. We doing this since January 11th, big dog. Man, this has been a long time coming.
Mr. what? Month and a half?
Yeah.
And now, you know what I'm saying? My brother, like I said, I got to give kudos to what kudos you do. Man. Proud of you, dog. Like,
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Proud of it. Your consistency, your drive with this.
Oh, yeah, man.
Ain't easy, bro.
No, it's not. It's not.
And what you're doing, whether it helps our viewers, it's going to help somebody. You feel me? It's helping me. You know what I'm saying? So, I appreciate you for that, bro. You know, I'm always here. We've been down like 2 flat tires.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely like you wanted it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
This, but proud of you, man. And, you know, I've been procrastinating. Life and things been going on.
Yeah.
You know, it's just good to see where you're at right now. You know what I'm saying? Remember the first day sitting up there at the counter.
Yeah, man. Dang. Yeah, bro. We was up there at the counter.
Sitting up at the counter, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Not
what?
Right.
6, 7 months later.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Be the next 7 months.
Yeah, man. Listen, it's.
We're gonna be in the next year and a half, man.
Right, man. Well, man, listen.
Sky's the limit for you, bro.
I appreciate it, bro. Like, man, I'm just really trusting God in this. He's the reason why I am where I am. And I told you when he put in my mind to do this podcast, like it's therapeutic for me to be transparent with you guys, to teach you guys and show love and drop gems. But man, I just trust God fully with it, and I'm just running with it. And he been on me. Like I've been going through shifting and mindset change and just trying to be a better version of myself. Because I got 2 little boys that's looking at me, and they have nothing much to look up to in this world, bro. So I got to make sure I'm on my P's and Q's and cross every T and dot every I. So Drew and Kyrie, they know, hey, my dad, he held it down. He was 10 toes for us. Like, no matter what the situation, what the cause, how everything was, when it was time for him to show up, he was there early. And he showed up, he showed out. Like, he always was there. Like, that's, them 2 boys and their beautiful smiles, that's my motivation for my life, period. Like, you know, of course, y'all see my pops right here. Like, that was my best friend. That was my confidant. So it's like, he would love this. Like, I ain't gonna even cap. Like, he would. Like, my dad always hyped me up. He always did. Like, but, you know, it's just beautiful to grow spiritually and hit new heights and change your mindset. And this, you know, I just do this because I love to do it, man. Blessing others, give people gems, man. It's so much negativity in the world. You know, you got to hear some type of positivity somewhere. So I don't want to do what everybody else doing on their podcast. I don't want to do that. I want to get the truth, the light, the way. I want to have uncomfortable conversations. I want to have it to where, you know, the legacy I leave for my kids, they'll be like, hey, Daddy stood on business when he raised us a certain way. Like, he stood on business. The world changed, but he still stayed, you know what I'm saying, stayed true. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's the main point of this, and to bless others. It's definitely my calling on my life, and I thank God for it, and I love it. I definitely love it. Yeah. But we appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all catch up with us next episode. Julius Word, Julius Parker, and my Facebook pages. You can hit me up on IG, Jew_Caesar, eccentric.sauce. That's my other IG page. My TikTok, Jew_Caesar. My YouTube page, Julius Parker. My handle, Jews Word. You know, that's for all the full information. I know Facebook cut us off sometime when it comes to my reels and stuff, but you know, y'all just tap in, show love. You know, I ain't stopping. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna keep making some shake. My guy, he got his YouTube coming, his IG coming, Sway's Closet.
IG active. I just been wrapped up and shit. But yeah, it's active. Sway's Closet, 84. Sway the King. Sway_the_King is my main page.
Okay.
But yeah, man. This show love to miss consistent, and I catch up.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. We appreciate y'all, man. We appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the love and support. Y'all keep a lookout for the content. Go to YouTube to check out if you missed the last few lives or the last few reels. Go check everything out. It's gonna be uploaded sometime this week. Y'all keep a lookout for content. Y'all be easy out there. Y'all have a blessed week. Peace.